to start looking at this renovation project and the cost overruns that have come as a result. And if you go on the Inspector General's website, and if you went on yesterday, you would have seen a paragraph describing their ongoing audit and evaluation of this project. So there's nothing new there. And from what I know from my reporting, they haven't found anything criminal in terms of those cost overruns. And let's not forget a federal judge. And let's not forget a federal judge, independent federal judge, not only quashed the subpoenas in this investigation, but ruled that this was essentially a retaliatory exercise, that this was the Justice Department trying to do Donald Trump's bidding to put pressure on Jerome Powell because he wasn't reducing interest rates as fast as Trump wanted. And so that was a huge blow to the investigation. Even after that, though, Pirro sent prosecutors over to try to eyeball the renovation project. They were basically kicked out of the Fed headquarters by the general counsel there. So the thing was going nowhere. A prosecutor admitted in open court that they had no specific evidence linking Jerome Powell's criminal activity, and now they've decided that it's more important to get their Fed chair confirmed than to sort of perpetuate this fallacy that there's some kind of criminal wrongdoing behind cost overruns in a renovation of a federal building.
It seems like Donald Trump thought he would not have to surrender on this, the unconditional surrender.
The other day he was talking to Maria Bartiromo, and he didn't seem to know that Tom Tillis was a senator. Let's listen.
You think Tom Tillis is going to give you a
We're going to have to find out. He might not, but that's why Tom Tillis is no longer a senator.
Okay.
Tom Tillis is no longer a senator, right?
Well, he's on his way out.
Well, no, he quit, but he quit.
I love Maria Bartiromo's face.
I love Maria Bartiromo's face, and that because she's looking at it and she's saying,
which I find amazing.
Which I find amazing.
Is this a good thing? I mean, obviously, it's a good thing.
Is this a good thing?
Does it ensure that Kevin Warsh is more of an independent
head of the Fed, or are there still
those concerns?
It's a good thing. It smooths the handoff from one chairman to the next, which is always an important moment for the Federal Reserve, and as a result, for the economy as a whole. They were going to have two problems. Number one was the confirmation process, which was at a halt. Number two, a fight over who got to be the acting chair in the absence of a confirmed Kevin Warsh, and Jerome Powell would have been the person in line to do that, and the president said, no way, I'll fire him if he does that. So that just stirs up once more all the uncertainty in elections and rattles financial markets. All that stirs up put aside. So this is a very good thing.
But Donald Trump's still going to be angry. It's not like Jerome Powell is leaving the Fed.
It was to get this done.
I know. I just wonder, though, what we can expect in the future, because Jerome Powell's going to stay on the Fed. He's going to likely remain as one of the chairs, if not the chair, and or stay on the board, excuse me. And it doesn't mean that interest rates are going to go down, because the Fed chair is not in control solely of the interest rates.
Right. So I think Donald Trump will remain angry until interest rates go down. That is what he browbeat and publicly taunt and make the lives difficult of people who won't do his bidding. But I think what we saw with the Justice Department dropping this case is illustrative, which is that Trump can get everyone in his administration to do his bidding. He simply can. But, and this but is important, he cannot always get the outcomes he wants. You're seeing that here. You saw that with Pam Bondi. That's the reason she's gone in many ways. She brought cases, but there are judges.
There are juries. There is
public opinion. There are other mechanisms that can sort of put a halt or a guardrail on Trump getting someone to do or attempt to do exactly what he wants.
Cannot just build a case out of his imagination and get a conviction on it, or get somebody tossed just because he doesn't like them. This is going to sound cheeky, but it's a serious question. Is he trying to drive the economy into the gutter in order to lower
cheeky,
but it's a serious question. Is he trying to drive the economy into the gutter in order to lower interest rates? Because the war in Iran is not doing good things for people's economic personal prosperity. I mean, the stock market's doing well, yes. But people do not feel good if it keeps going this way and oil keeps being held hostage on the streets. Are we going to be in a position where interest rates will get lowered?
We will be in a place where the economy continues to slow. A prolonged spike in oil prices.
They did a survey of oil insiders, drillers, and folks who do the pipelines, and asked,
when do you think we're going to have normal traffic in the Strait of Hormuz? 40% thought it was November or later. That's a prolonged disruption in global oil markets. That will have a real cost. That's the president's number one problem right now. 25 basis points at the Fed, not a big deal. He should just put that aside, and he has. Now he has to concentrate on getting gasoline prices down.
Not a big deal. He should just put that aside, and he has.
A way to get to a deal with Iran? Does that give Iran the real negotiating power here?
Is the only way to do that?
I think Iran has a lot of leverage right now. They've proven that they can keep the strait closed when the president said it was going to be open. They've proven that they can just weather a standoff and not come to the table. And so now getting the deal is harder than it was before. Not impossible.
They've proven that they can just
negotiating with Iran has always been a very difficult thing.
Not come to the table. And so now
on
getting
these
the deal is
straits
harder
and on
than it
gas.
was before. Not impossible.
Not impossible. But negotiating with Iran has always been a very difficult thing.
On these straits and on gas prices. How did the administration not anticipate this? Or did they anticipate it and think that it wasn't going to be such a big deal?
They thought it was going to be, if it happened, that it was going to be a much shorter term
the once loyal MAGA voters. Ken, thank you as well.
That's sort of the short
backing away from Donald Trump. Don't go anywhere.
On that note, we will wait and see. Ashley, Doug, thank you. Coming up next, the once loyal MAGA voters. Ken, thank you as well. We're backing away from Donald Trump. Don't go anywhere.
Specifically designed by
Line probiotic was specifically designed by gastroenterologists to help relieve your occasional bloating gas. When you feel the signs, it's time to try a line.
Some messes feel impossible to clean.
This is impossible.
But now new Mr. Clean Magic Erasers make impossible possible. Just wet and squeeze and effortlessly cut through 100% of dirt, grease, and grass. So this is
100%.
But now new Mr. Clean Magic
They're upgraded and last 2 times longer to cut through even more tough messes. And use the new shower and tub scrubber for a deep clean in half the time. On shower glass and even bathtub soap scrub.
More tough messes. And use the new
With
shower
Mr. Clean.
The possibilities are endless.
It's not just clean, it's Mr. Clean.
And even bathtub soap
Did you know you can relieve everyday aches and pains with odor-free Aspercream? Maximum Strength Lidocaine targets nerves fast for soothing and numbing pain relief. Try Aspercream, the number one pharmacist recommended topical anesthetic.
These keys represent the freedom of driving.
Freedom to go where you want.
These keys represent the freedom of driving.
Freedom to go where you want, when you want.
And the 2 types of drivers, those that don't call Car Shield,
and those that do.
Which begs the question, what's in your driveway?
Car Shield has saved our customers thousands of dollars.
Car Shield helped me save over $1,200.
I've saved nearly $7,000.
I've saved over $20,000.
You see, when you don't call Car Shield, you're the one stuck paying repair bills when your out-of-warranty vehicle breaks down.
But with Car Shield, you get protection on up to 5,000 parts and systems and help to get those repairs paid, saving you big dollars when it matters most.
Car Shield is America's most trusted auto protection company and has helped save more drivers more money on car repairs than anyone else. With one simple call, you can unlock an affordable monthly plan and your price lock guarantee. Getting covered car repairs paid has never been so easy. Call now for your free quote.
More drivers are keeping their vehicles on the road longer, which is a great way to save money.
But it risk for more wear and tear.
The only thing left for you to do is to call Car Shield before a breakdown to see just how much money you could save when it happens.
Like these
With Car Shield, saving the $2,700 has been a real blessing.
Car Shield administrators helped me save $900. I've saved over $8,000-something.
Life's full of
Car Shield
choices.
administrators helped me save $900.
Before you pick up your keys again, call Car Shield and get the money-saving protection they offer you on your out-of-warranty vehicle. Before you pick up your keys again, call Car Shield and get the money-saving protection they offer you on your out-of-warranty vehicle.
Or don't, and risk paying thousands for those car repairs when they happen.
Protect what's in your driveway
Call
like
Car
we
Shield
do.
now and get a protection plan you can trust.
Call Car Shield now and get a protection plan you can trust. Don't wait for your out-of-warranty vehiel to break down. Call Car Shield for your free quote and to lock in your rate with their price lock guarantee. Call now. Call 800-814-9822. 800-814-9822.
Those who worried about their investments.
There have always been 2 kinds of people in the world.
And those who chose some peace of mind. Smart investors hold gold.
AI can turn your lights on.
Lights on.
Lights on.
And drive your car.
And even write your kid's essay.
But AI ain't gonna fix your broken water line.
Or pay for the big repair bill.
But AI ain't gonna fix your broken water line or pay for the big repair bill. Having a plan from HomeServe offers real solutions. And when a covered system breaks, we'll send a qualified contractor to pay for the repair. There's nothing artificial about the peace of mind you get with a plan from HomeServe. Getting one is quite intelligent.
Plans from HomeServe start at just $4.99 a month.
Call 1-833-812-1903 or visit HomeServe.com.
Call 1-833-812-1903 or visit HomeServe.com.
These bills are crazy.
She has no idea she's sitting on a gold mine.
Well, she doesn't know that if she owns a life insurance policy of $100,000 or more, she can sell all or part of it to Coventry for cash, even a term policy.
Even a term policy?
Even a term policy?
Find out if you're sitting on a gold mine. Call Coventry Direct today at 800-738-1300 or visit CoventryDirect.com.
CoventryDirect.com.
People are struggling financially, and it's affecting people mentally. People are more aggressive, and I don't blame them. Like the pressures of,
you have to literally. I don't know how people just working one job to survive. You got to work two jobs. Just to make ends meet.
Definitely more mad about spending gas.
Definitely more mad about
it being
spending
higher.
Gas. Driving
and
it being higher.
Groceries and things. Yeah, I mean it sucks.
I'm not saying yes or no to his terms, but the term right now,
I'm not pointing fingers, just find a resolution.
I'm not saying it's his fault.
If you were keeping track at home, Donald Trump is losing public support on the economy, the war in Iran, Latino Catholics offended by his fight with the Pope, and
if you were keeping track at home, Donald Trump is losing public support on the economy, the war in Iran, Latino Catholics offended by his fight with the Pope, and the
together have millions of social media
Jesus meme. Now you can add Maha moms to that. The New York Times reports, quote, 6 of the movement's most prominent leaders who together have millions of social media followers said in separate interviews that the mostly white, mostly female voters who followed Mr. Kennedy into Mr. Trump's camp are so disappointed with the president that Republicans risk losing them. Joining us, senior advisor for the Lincoln Project and Mitt Romney's chief strategist for his presidential
campaign, Stu Stevens.
Ashley Parker still with us. Stu, it was always kind of a strange coalition that Donald Trump was able to put together, one that didn't make a whole lot of sense on paper. And are you surprised, I guess, to see the strains showing?
No, I think there's a classic change election.
And a lot of times people who win change elections
confuse that with their agenda being popular.
And this isn't the case here.
And if you just look at sort of the Fabergé egg that was the Trump coalition, you had those like
a very large portion of
that wanted this paramilitary force, masked, armed, chasing brown people around the country. But then he did well with Hispanic voters. He got up to, I think, 43%, which is about as high as we got in Bush world. That was driven a lot by, I think, concerns about the economy, particularly the construction economy.
With the younger voters.
He did better with the younger voters.
That happened, but it was not a realignment.
It was just sort of this moment that happened, but it was not a realignment.
The Democratic Party went through afterwards.
All of this angst that the Democratic Party... all of this angst that the Democratic Party went through afterwards drove me crazy. Focus groups about why young men matters. And how do you get them back to the party? You don't talk about the Democratic Party. You talk about issues. You talk about stuff that matters. And gas now, getting up toward $8, $9 a gallon.
We're talking specifically about Maha moms. I'm going to imagine that you've encountered
some of them a disaster for
I've certainly encountered them in New York,
when we're talking specifically about Maha moms, I'm going to imagine that you've encountered some of them in your life. I've certainly encountered them in New York and Brooklyn.
Most of their adult lives. But
something happened in New York and Brooklyn and Los Angeles. And a lot of them, I mean, they're more naturally Democratic voters and had been Democratic voters for most of their adult lives. But something had happened with
COVID was also
the way that they saw
our
food supply.
Extremely
and I think that's completely correct, by the way. The way that they saw public health in this country, you can add social media into it. This feeling,
COVID was also incredibly radicalizing for them.
COVID was extremely radicalizing. That's absolutely right. and there was a feeling like
because it felt like he was somebody who was actually putting
toward
words
him because it felt like he was somebody who was actually putting
words
that
they were really concerned
and
about,
speaking publicly about issues that they were really concerned about, and some of which have real validity in terms of the food supply.
They haven't been able.
It's interesting that they haven't been able to maintain that. It seems like there are some pretty easy things this administration could have done to keep those voters on the side of Republicans.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it's interesting. The Maha moms, it's sort of like the horseshoe theory of politics.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it's interesting. The Maha
you get so far to either side, you come back around at the bottom. And so there were some people who would identify as Democrats and very liberal, including in my own family, who were very skeptical of vaccines or putting things into their body that were not natural, right? So that's a very real natural phenomenon that contributed to what Stuart was just articulating, which is this Fabergé egg theory of the Trump coalition. A lot of unlikely supporters coming in. But yes, it does seem like there is broad consensus, although it sometimes makes me laugh to think
sort of sipping your
broad
huge
consensus, although it sometimes makes me laugh to think back to just a decade ago when sort of sipping your huge sugary big gulp was a sign of Republican pride.
Oh my God, Mike Bloomberg,
yes,
he was everywhere for daring to say that we shouldn't have 64-ounce sodas in movie theaters.
And I think that Sarah Palin was appearing with them, right, as a political symbol, not unlike an American flag.